Imagine a warrior leading his army through the treacherous heights of the Himalayas, fighting impossible odds in one of the most dangerous terrains in the world. A man who pushed the boundaries of his kingdom further than anyone thought possible, until he met his untimely end on the frozen battlefields of Tibet. This is the story of General Zorawar Singh, the man history remembers as the Napoleon of India. But how did a humble soldier rise to lead campaigns that would stretch across the roof of the world? And what can we learn from his extraordinary journey? Welcome to Tales of History, where we bring you stories of the past that shaped the world. If you love epic tales of bravery, strategy, and intrigue, make sure to hit that subscribe button because today's story is one you don't want to miss. Let's dive into the life of General Zorawar Singh. Zorawar Singh Kaluria was born in 1786 in the small village of Ansar, a place tucked away in the serene hills of what is today Himachal Pradesh. Like many young men of that region, his early life was simple, shaped by the rugged landscape and the hard-working spirit of the people around him. But even as a boy, there was something different about Zorawar Singh. It is said that from a young age, Zorawar was drawn to tales of warriors and kings. He wasn't content with the ordinary life of a villager. He sought something greater: adventure, glory, and a chance to prove himself on the battlefield. His destiny, however, would not be one of a mere foot soldier. Fate had something grander in store for this young man. In his early 20s, Zorawar joined the service of Raja Gulab Singh, the founder of the Dogra dynasty, as a simple soldier. But he didn't stay in the ranks for long. Zorawar's natural ability to lead, combined with his relentless dedication, soon caught the eye of Raja Gulab Singh. He wasn't just skilled with the sword. Zorawar had a sharp mind, capable of strategic thinking beyond his years. As Zorawar climbed the military ladder, his reputation began to grow. He was not just a warrior. He was a tactician, known for his fearless approach to battle and his quick decision-making in the heat of combat. It wasn't long before Raja Gulab Singh appointed him as the commander of his forces. Zorawar was no longer a village boy. He was now a general, leading the Dogra army to victories that would soon echo through the mountains. By 1834, Zorawar Singh had already earned his place as one of the most trusted generals of the Dogra kingdom. But his ambitions were far from satisfied. His next mission would test his strategic mind, his endurance, and his ability to adapt to one of the most unforgiving terrains in the world. Zorawar turned his eyes toward Ladakh, a cold, desolate, mountainous region. For centuries, Ladakh had remained largely untouched by invading forces. Its natural defenses, towering peaks, freezing temperatures, and difficult terrain, making it a seemingly impenetrable fortress. But where others saw danger and impossibility, Zorawar saw an opportunity. With an army of around 5,000 men, Zorawar led an expedition into Ladakh. The challenges were immense. His soldiers had to endure not only hostile forces, but also the bitter cold, thin air, and treacherous mountain passes. Yet Zorawar Singh remained undaunted. He divided his forces strategically, utilizing his deep understanding of mountain warfare, and in a series of brilliantly executed maneuvers, he succeeded where many thought he would fail. In 1834, he captured Leh, the capital of Ladakh, and soon after the entire region fell under Dogra control. But Zorawar wasn't finished yet. 5 years later, in 1839, Zorawar set his sights on Baltistan, another remote and difficult region that bordered Ladakh. Once again, he displayed his tactical brilliance, navigating through harsh landscapes and overcoming stiff resistance. By 1840, Baltistan was fully under Dogra rule, expanding the kingdom even further into the Himalayas. These conquests weren't just about land. They solidified the strategic power of the Dogra kingdom, extending its influence into regions that were crucial for trade and defense. Zorawar Singh's military successes turned him into a legend in his time, a general who could take on nature itself and come out victorious. But as triumphant as these campaigns were, Zorawar Singh's most audacious adventure was still to come, a journey that would lead him far beyond the borders of his kingdom and into the heart of Tibet. In 1841, Zorawar Singh made a decision that would forever define his legacy, a decision both bold and dangerous. After his conquests in Ladakh and Baltistan, Zorawar set his sights on the high plateau of Tibet, a region that had long been beyond the reach of Indian armies. His aim was ambitious, to extend the Dogra Empire into Tibet and secure control over the vital trade routes that connected India to Central Asia and China. But this was no ordinary campaign. The region was controlled by the Qing Empire, and the terrain was even more challenging than anything Zorawar had faced before. The icy winds, snow-covered mountains, and thin atmosphere made it a daunting task for any army to survive, let alone fight. Zorawar led a force of approximately 6,000 men into Tibet, advancing toward the holy Mansarovar Lake. His initial successes were impressive. He captured several key forts, including Gartok and Taklakot, and for a brief period, it seemed as though Zorawar might achieve the impossible, bringing Tibet under the Dogra flag. But nature had other plans. As winter approached, the temperature plummeted. Zorawar's troops were not equipped to handle the brutal cold, and their supplies dwindled as the conditions worsened. To make matters worse, the Tibetans, supported by Qing forces, began to mount a fierce counterattack. Zorawar's army was outnumbered, outgunned, and struggling to survive in the deadly environment. In December 1841, Zorawar Singh and his men faced their final battle at Toyo, near the banks of the Indus River. In the freezing cold, with little hope of reinforcements, Zorawar led his men bravely into the fight. But even the greatest generals are bound by the laws of nature. Outmatched and overwhelmed, Zorawar Singh was struck down in battle, his body freezing in the Himalayan snow. His death marked the end of the Dogra expedition into Tibet, but his courage, ambition, and daring spirit would leave a mark that outlasted the bitter cold of the Tibetan mountains. Zorawar Singh's military campaigns helped shape the future of northern India. His annexation of Ladakh and Baltistan extended the Dogra Empire to its greatest territorial limits. His name is remembered with reverence, particularly in Jammu and Kashmir, where he's celebrated as a national hero. To this day, his legacy lives on. Statues and memorials stand tall in his honor. But perhaps his greatest legacy is the inspiration he continues to provide to military strategists and leaders across the world. His story reminds us of what can be achieved through courage, vision, and the willingness to take risks that others would shy away from. Zorawar Singh's life teaches us invaluable lessons. His journey from humble beginnings to one of the most powerful generals of his time shows us the importance of persistence and belief in one's abilities. He thrived in some of the harshest conditions known to mankind, yet he remained undeterred in his mission to expand his kingdom. His campaigns remind us that success often comes to those willing to embrace uncertainty, endure hardship, and make bold decisions. But Zorawar Singh also teaches us about the cost of ambition. His final campaign in Tibet serves as a reminder that even the most formidable leaders must respect the elements and plan accordingly. Thank you for joining us today on Tales of History, as we explored the life of General Zorawar Singh. His story is a fascinating glimpse into one of India's forgotten heroes, and we hope it inspired you as much as it inspired us. If you found this video valuable and insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. It helps us continue bringing you incredible stories from history. What are your thoughts on General Zorawar Singh's legacy? Do you think his Tibet campaign was too ambitious, or was it a necessary risk? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, if there's a specific historical topic you'd like us to cover next, drop your suggestions in the comments. See you in the next episode of Tales of History.